Every Halloween, doesn't matter. Going back, Rob, to some of my earliest days, but whenever you go out on Halloween, one of the more common costumes you will see is some young woman dressed up as Zatanna. That is a popular cosplay, is Zatanna. And now, of course, we've got the DCEU. It's moving in all these directions. It's moving forward. They've had, coming off of last year's Oscars, winning Academy Awards, $1 billion film in The Joker, $1 billion film in Aquaman, of course. They've got things rolling. They just started shooting. Rob, I believe they just started shooting Black Adam, finally, after 5 years of talking about it. So that thing's on a roll. Well, apparently now there's more momentum, as it's just been announced that Zatanna is now going into pre-production. They are starting working on Zatanna, starting with the script. And to get that script made, they've turned to an Academy Award nominated director to actually do it. This comes to us from Variety, who's saying that the director, Emerald Fennell, who directed the the movie Promising Young Woman, which is fantastic, by the way, absolutely incredible, Oscar nominated. She has been brought on by J.J. Abrams' Bad Robot Productions to write the script for this new Zatanna. Now, it does not say, and Rob, you pointed this out to me because I got ahead of myself a little bit. When I first saw the story, I kind of thought it was saying that she was directing and writing, but it's actually just saying she's writing. That's not to say that she's not going to direct it. It's just that as of right now, there's no word if she's directing or not, but she is writing the script for it. Rob, this raises a couple of really interesting questions. Number one, what do you think in general about doing a Zatanna movie? There's been a lot of questions about whether you could actually do this character in a live action way. What do you think about the choice of a person they've brought in to now write it? And how are you feeling about this story overall? What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, I've always liked the character of Zatanna. She's got more of a Doctor Strange vibe, I would imagine. I think it could be good if well done. I think she's a great choice. Emerald Fennell, obviously coming off the success of Promising Young Woman, so it's a great hire. I think she'll probably I would imagine she'd end up directing the film. I think it's cool. I mean, I'm all there for it. I'm curious. I mean, obviously we're gonna need a pretty great story to go along with it, and hopefully we'll get that. She's a pretty, as far as second tier characters in the DC universe go, she's definitely not up on the top tier. So maybe it'll turn out good because you have more leeway and less expectations from the audience. That's what I would hope.
What do you think? Speaking of the audience, though, like Zatanna is not a top tier DC character in the sense of, for Zatanna fans, don't get mad at me. I'm just saying in the sense of if you go to the average person on the street and say, name 5 DC characters, they'll all probably be able to say Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, and then they'll go, is Aquaman DC? Okay. Zatanna's probably not going to be one of the first names on a lot of people's lips at this point. Nope. What do you think the commercial viability of it? Like, do you think this is a type of character that can come out of nowhere, like say Guardians of the Galaxy did, that this is a character that can come out of nowhere and really capture the imaginations of people who've never really known much about the character? Or do you think it's a little too much of a fringe character to really have that wide appeal sort of base? What do you think their prospects are?
Well, I mean, when Iron Man 1 came out, people were talking about, well, not many people know Iron Man. And
True.
He's a pretty top tier character, actually, comparatively speaking. I think Zatanna is going to have a much higher or a much more difficult uphill battle. But, again, the female audience, appealing directly to the female audience, is a huge audience. And there isn't, let's just hope that the film is a little better than, say, Birds of Prey was, because I was looking forward to Birds of Prey, and I have to say, disappointed. Again, I don't think there's going to be any excitement there. People are going to go, who? But then I think they're going to say the same thing about Black Adam. I mean, we know who Black Adam is, but you've got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson playing that role. Once you throw up a trailer for that movie and people see The Rock in it, people are going to get excited. And I think that the same thing could be true if Zatanna is well cast and it looks like an interesting movie. Because for those of you who don't know that she's from the DC universe, it'll just be a character about a hot magician. Who doesn't want to go see that?
Now, listen, a lot of times we'll talk about how it's nice seeing like more unknown characters come in, like a Chris Hemsworth stepping in to be Thor. Not a lot of people knew who he was. But do you think that with a character like Zatanna, that because I think you made a really good point about Black Adam and Dwayne The Rock Johnson, you could probably do Black Adam because you're bringing in one of the biggest names in the world. You're maybe the biggest name in movies to play it. Do you think doing a character like Zatanna that Warner Brothers might be feeling that same way, that if we're going to bring this character not a lot of people know, to get attention, we're going to have to cast big and we're going to have to go with a big name? Or do you think they're not really worried about that right now?
No, I think that they're thinking along those lines. I think they have to go big because otherwise, what's the appeal? It's a character people don't know and an actress people aren't that excited about. So I think you have to go big. But I think the role is very castable.
Right.
And I think that it'll be, look, assuming that Emerald Fennell writes a great script, and there's no reason to think she won't. If she has a killer script, she's one of the hottest filmmakers in Hollywood. I mean, when I say hot, meaning she has a lot of heat on her. I don't mean making comments about her beauty, but she's a hot filmmaker right now, and I think that it's a great package. If you've got a somebody who's clear on a career ascendancy, you have a unique take on a character that is obscure but can be very cool if the script is great, and then you cast an actress that is irresistible, that is a box office draw, you might really have something. But again, those are a lot of factors that I think need to come together to make it the kind of package that a studio gets excited about and gets behind.
And obviously, the choice then is Meryl Streep. We all agree, right? Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep is Zatanna, ladies and gentlemen. Meryl Streep plays her mom. Question is for you guys: what do you think about this? They are moving forward Zatanna. They've brought in an Academy-nominated filmmaker to write the script. You excited about it? Which way do you think they'll go? Do you think they'll go more no-name? Do you think they'll try to go for big star? How are you feeling about this in general? Jump on down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys,